We have 30 minutes of live core workout. Join me, subscribe to the channel to get notifications of live classes. I host live classes every week. I'm a physical therapist as well as a strength coach and a yogi. So I'm gonna modify some of these things just giving you some safe options if you wanna do a little bit more advanced, or if you have some injuries that you're working through, just listen to your body. That is my suggestion to you. Weights are optional, not needed, but suggested. We're gonna start off in standing with a nice little yoga warm-up. Then we're gonna take it down onto the mat. We've got core moves. We've got a series of three exercises. We're gonna do 3 rounds of 3, then we're gonna stretch, be done. 30 minutes, that's it. Let's get started. Join me in standing. Let's come to the back of our mat. So we're gonna start off in standing and then take it down onto the mat for some of our advanced core work. This class is designed for athletes of all levels. I definitely have a lot of endurance athletes that I like to work with. So if you're a cyclist or a runner, this class is for you. Let's just reach to the sky, get some length, just opening everything up with this first sun salutation, a yoga warm-up, just using it as our warm-up. Reach. And then on your exhale, forward fold, bring the arms all the way down, hanging out here, and just keeping the knees nice and relaxed. We're just warming up, just getting everything moving, getting some nice stretch in our spine, in our hips. Hang out here for 1 breath. And then on your next inhale, come up to a halfway lift position, flat back. We're starting off nice and slow. We will speed up as class goes on. Hold it here. This is your hip hinge. Straighten out the legs if you want more of a stretch in your hamstrings. Hold it here. Brace with your abs. 1 breath. And then bring your hands down, step back into plank. We have some planks in our warm-up, but not too many today. So spread your fingers wide. Give yourself a nice solid base. Push away from the mat. Make this an active plank. Tuck the chin in. Brace with your abs. 1 breath here. Exhale, knees down, nice and easy. Slowly lower chaturanga, elbows close to my sides. Uncurl my toes. Setting myself up for this little baby cobra stretch. Pushing yourself up. Mellow, nice little easy first stretch, getting some extension in the spine. Pull the shoulder blades down your back. Enjoy this little bit of spine extension. Exhale back down. Uncurl your toes, push yourself back, downward facing dog. One of my favorite moves, a nice active pose. Let's stretch out our calf and ankles, pedal those feet out. I love to give this to my runners, my cyclists. All of you guys have some tight calves, some tight ankles, some tight hamstrings. Use the stretch, nice dynamic, pedal the feet, pedal, pedal, pedal. That's our whole sequence. We're gonna go through this 2 more times. We will speed up as we progress. Last breath here. Pedal those feet out. Nice little calf stretch. Walk your hands back to your feet, rolling up 1 vertebrae at a time. Articulate through your spine, head coming up last. We want supple joints as well as strength. Inhale, reach to the sky, round 2, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold, bring the arms all the way down. Knees are soft, hang out here 1 breath. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, straighten the knees, hip hinge. Hands come down, plank, number 2. Hold it here, strong, tall plank, pushing away from the mat. Brace with your abs, tuck your chin in 1 breath. Exhale, lower either knees down or all the way down. Nice shoulder workout. Hold it here, elbows close to your sides, chaturanga. Uncurl your toes. Push yourself up. Maybe you come all the way up this time into that up dog or cobra stretch. This should feel really nice on your spine, not like it's pinching the lower back. So really engage your lats. Squeeze those shoulder blades down your back. Those are your lats. Brace with your abs just a little bit. Enjoy this stretch, some nice extension. Last breath here. Exhale back down. Push yourself back, downward facing dog. We've got 1 more, and then we're moving on, guys. We're gonna do a couple of planks in our warm-up today. A little bit of plank, a little bit of push-up. I would like to squeeze those in. Last time here. Walk your hands back to your feet. Rolling up slowly. Head coming up last. Last time through, then we've got some planks. Inhale, reach. Exhale, forward fold. Use the breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Focus on the breath. Hands come down, plank. Tall, strong plank, engaged shoulders. 1 breath. Exhale, lower. Last time, guys. Up dog or cobra, extend the spine. We're always hunched and flexed over things all day. Enjoy this extension. Exhale back down. Push yourself back, downward facing dog. Let the heels drop. We're moving on. We're gonna go into a three-legged dog. So from here, just let your heels drop. And then if you can, if it's available, kick your right leg up. So that's your three-legged dog. Hold it here for one breath. Bring that knee up through the middle, push it back. If you want, if this is too challenging, you want to just hang out in downward dog, that's okay. If you want to hang out in child's pose, that's okay. This class is for you. Getting a little bit of that crunch with the abs, push here. Shoulders are working, abs are working. Pull that knee up. Let's do a few more, and then we're going to switch sides. If your wrists are a little bit sore with your planks, you can double up your mat. We're gonna do a little quick shoulder and wrist stretch coming up now. Last time. Put that right foot down, put the knees down, roll the shoulders and wrists. We're gonna do that same thing on the other side. And then we're moving on again. Finishing our warm-up. This is just kind of our warm-up, getting ourselves prepped for that core series. Come back into downward dog. Same thing left side. If you want, lift that left leg up. And then add that crunch. Push it back. Active pull. Push. Pull. Push. Last few here. One more. Bring that left leg down. Walk your hands back to your feet. Come to the back of your mat. Last part of our warm-up here. We're getting into our series core work next. Come to the back of your mat. Bring the feet nice and wide. The width of your mat, or just give yourself some space here. We're gonna start off nice and tall here. Inhale, reach. Exhale, walk it out into plank. So you wanna have this nice wide stance for your feet so that your back can be nice and flat and you're not getting all hunched and rounded, right? So give yourself a wide stance so you can really sink into those hips, walk it out. Plank, I also said optional, push up. Optional, walk it back. I always tell my clients, try one. Just try one, right? The only way you get better at push-ups is by practicing more push-ups. Modified push-ups against the wall, on the knees, on a higher surface, always an option. Finishing up, walking it out. Maybe you push up, maybe you don't. Let's do two more just like this, and then we're gonna get into that series coming up in a second. We've got 3 moves, 3 rounds. One more time here. And then we're gonna come down onto the mat. All right, beautiful. Let's do a little bit of cat-cow on the mat just to kind of finish our warm-up, get that spine moving. And then I'm gonna talk us through that series of 3 moves. Again, weights are optional. So we have weights that we're gonna add on to our last move, our glute bridge. If you don't have weights, that's okay, totally fine. I will show you options. If you have the weights, dumbbells, kettlebells, nothing too heavy, but we will add that in to our glute bridge. That's gonna be our 3rd move. Nice little mellow cat-cow. So we've got some obliques, we've got some lower abdominals, we've got some glutes, kind of trying to cover everything today with our core series. Let's do 2 more here, really move through that whole spine arch. One more time. Guys should be warmed up by now. All right, coming into seated, grab the weights. If you have the weights for the Russian twist, we're gonna start off with that. If not, that's okay, because I'm gonna change this move each round. So weights, always optional, But if you've got some nice lightweight or kettlebell, you can add it in to your Russian twist. Now I want you to start off with this nice upright tall spine position. I always like to start here, grab behind the knees, set yourself up, retract, engage your lats, squeeze the shoulder blades down your back. If you don't have weights and you want to add some balance, challenge, lift the feet up, and then you're adding the twist. Now if you have the weights, same thing applies. Your Russian twist should be a lot of oblique engagement. It's not just about twisting or using your shoulders. Really get that mid-back, that thoracic spine to rotate, twist. I want you to visualize your belly button is your axis of rotation. So really think about rotating and twisting right through that center, right? Getting a little bit of those obliques on each side as we twist and we twist. Again, weights is just gonna make this harder. You can do it no weights, you could do it with the legs elevated. That is our first move in this series. We have lower abdominal work coming up next. And then we have our glute bridge, and that's the whole series, 3 rounds. This first round is high endurance. So we're going for a long set. And then we may add a little bit of tempo, a little bit of speed, and then our last round, we'll just finish up. So this is our nice long first set. Always thinking about variables that you can change with your workouts to add some difficulty or just change it. So some things would be how many reps, the weights you're using, and then as well as the speed, right? So keep it going. We're gonna be on our back for the next 2 moves. Again, I'm still sitting up nice and tall. I'm not rounding in that lower back, maintaining, bracing with my abs. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Weights are optional for this lower abdominal next move. You have options here. You're gonna do a flutter kick like this for 10 counts. If you have the weights, you wanna hold them overhead. That's your option. Otherwise, you can have your hands up, or you can have your hands at your sides, or you can even have your hands behind you. I want you to think about as you lift the legs up, lift the shoulders up off the mat, press that lower back down. It must stay pressed down the whole time. So let's elevate the legs, kick it out for 10. Again, the higher the legs are, the easier it is. 8, 7, keep that lower back pressed down, keep the rib cage down. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. We're gonna do 1 more of those flutter kicks, and then we're gonna do our glute bridge next. So set yourself up. Again, on the exhale, I press my lower back down. I lift my head up. I lift my legs, and my low back stays pressed down the whole time. The lower you go, the harder it is. 10 counts. 9, 8, 7, 6, chin is tucked in. 5, support the neck. 3, 2, 1, relax. Weights can go on your hip bone. If you have 2 dumbbells, you want to put them on each hip for this glute bridge. If not, that's okay. I'll show you some other options. So if you have the weights, you can put them here. If not, that's okay. Elbows can drive into the ground or arms can go overhead. Squeeze and lift. Come up into your glute bridge. Up and up. Squeeze every time. Engage your glutes. This is a pure hinge. We're not rolling up. We're going straight up. Shoot up using that booty. This is a glute-focused bridge. If all you're feeling is your lower back when you do your glute bridges, I want you to think about engaging your glutes more. So literally think and then squeeze, activate those glutes each time. You can also play around with that foot position, right, to help you get a little bit more engagement in the glutes and then the hamstrings as well. If you have the weights, sometimes people think it's kind of awkward to rest the weights here. Up to you, but a nice way to add some weight onto this glute-based bridge, lower body strength. Your glute bridge is a great exercise for general lower body strengthening, and you don't need a lot of weights to do it, right? Let's do a few more here. Then we're gonna come back into round 2. We've got 3 rounds total. This is our 3rd move. Let's finish up with that glute bridge. Squeeze. Squeeze that booty. Let's do 4 more here. 3, 2, 1. Come back up into seated. We're not taking a break. Russian twist. Grab your weights. Again, I love the weights. I love adding in weights for my athletes, for myself, to this core work, because it's a nice way to get in a little bit more strengthening, right? Hypertrophy, if you're trying to work on some ab definition, right? Abs are muscles, they grow. You can make them defined with more strengthening and more heavy lifting. But this is also a great way to get in some upper body strength. So a lot of my endurance athletes are lacking in a lot of that upper body strength, right? A lot of running, a lot of biking, not a lot of upper body involved, right? So we need that. We need that full body health and resilience. We need a strong body as well as a supple body. Rotate, rotate, get some movement here. Engage those obliques. Where are you working? Focus on that belly button. Let's do a few more here. And then we come into that flutter kick. Again, sitting up nice and tall. Be mindful of your posture. We're not slouching here. Sitting up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come onto your back. I have a 10-pound kettlebell here. Again, if you don't have weights, it's nice to start with getting a couple of weights for home, like a 10, a 20, a 30. I have a link in the caption of all my show notes to Amazon to purchase some kettlebells or weights. Exhale, lift. Legs go up, flutter, kick. 10 counts. My lower back is staying pressed down. If all you're feeling is your lower back with this one, you are doing it wrong. Brace with your abs. Press that lower back down. Tuck the chin in. Breathe underneath these abs working. We've got a few more here for 4, for 3, for 2, 1. Relax. We got 1 more 10 count just like that. Again, a nice weight, not super heavy for this ab work, maybe 10 or 15 pounds max. Lift up, tuck the chin in, brace with your abs, press the rib cage down, elevate the legs, kick for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Tuck that chin in. 3, 2, and 1. Weights on the hips, glute bridge, jump back into it, not taking a break. We're moving. We've got to do 1 more round after this and then stretch and be done, and that will be it for today. Core work, I always suggest trying to get that in no matter what your sport is, no matter how old you are. Something like this class, something with a little bit of mobility work and a little bit of core strength, maybe twice a week, maybe more, but at minimum a couple times a week. This is just giving you that resilience, that support for all the things that you need to do in life, in sports, just keeping your whole body moving nicely and supported and stable, right? Some core stability. Squeeze here. Glute bridge, lift. Emphasis, glutes, squeeze each time, think. 4 more, squeeze. 3, 2, 1. Last round, guys. We're almost done. Flew by today. Every class is different. I have different circuits, different core exercises. We want to have some variety to our core work. We don't always want to just do planks. We don't always want to just do crunches, although I do both of those a lot, right? There's a lot of value in those basics. That is our foundation movement patterns. We've got our squat, our hinge, right? Our plank, our hold, our push, our press, right? You don't need to stray too far and get too fancy. Get the fundamentals down, and then consistency, repeatability. That's how you get progress, change, success. Consistency, sitting up nice and tall, keeping it going. It does not need to be fancy. Most of my workouts are pretty simple. 10, 9, 8, speed it up, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flutters. Last time. Brace with your abs. Press that lower back down. Engage. Hold the weights or just have the arms up overhead for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Tuck that chin in. 5. Press that lower back down. 4, 3. Kick. 2, 1. Relax. Got one more. And we've got our glute bridge. Right, so engage. On the exhale, lift, press, hold, brace. 10, 8, 7, 6. Challenge yourself. 5. Press that lower back down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Glute bridge. Finishing with our glute bridge. Squeeze and lift. We're almost done. We're going to come into some nice little stretching. Hip openers, lower back, all that stuff. Squeeze, lift, 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 engage each time, driving in with the heels. Engage and lift. Let's do a few more here. Last few. Squeeze that booty up. Squeeze. Squeeze in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Drop the weights. Let's do a little bit of lower back just to finish up with a little bit of our low back strength. Squeezing it in, opposite arm and legs. Going to lift and relax. Get that whole back side of your body engaged. Hold for 2, and then relax. I want you to think about lengthening as you lift. Reach to opposite ends of the room. It's not about arching high. We don't want to pinch our lower back. Keep those abs engaged. So a little bit of bracing with my abs, and then a little bit of just reaching with my arms. Last few here. Just getting this whole backside of the body engaged, activated. Lift and relax. 2 more. Lift. Last set. Lift. Last one. Perfect. Come back into child's pose. If child's pose is not comfortable for you, come onto your back and just hug your knees into your chest. If it is, give your hips some space here. So bring the knees nice and wide and just relax. We're just going to stretch. Child's pose, kind of a nice way to open up those hips, lower back. Most people feel pretty good in child's pose. Slow down the breath. Again, just using the stretching, the mobility sequences to kind of check in with your body as well and just see how everything is feeling. Last breath here. And then we're going to come onto our back. So roll over onto your back whenever you're ready. Hug the knees into the chest. Rock those knees side to side. Give that lower back a nice little massage. Again, I like this mobility. You can add on or modify anything that feels right for you. Everyone is built differently. So if you've got some moves that feel good, you can add them in right now. Otherwise, I'm just going to guide you through this nice little quick cool down and stretch. Let that left leg extend long. Shake that leg out. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Roll the toes and the ankles around again. Your feet, that is your base of support, your foundation. Treat your feet nicely. You're going to need them. You want to have happy, healthy feet. Move them around. Get those toes, get those ankles, roll them around. I want you to grab behind that right thigh, and then I want you to do an active hamstring stretch. Also kind of a nerve glide here. So sometimes I'll give this to people, some of my patients with some sciatica, some nerve tension. Also just a nice way to stretch out that hamstring, active stretch. And point. Flex the foot. If you're like me, you're going to feel this one. Hamstring stretch. Maybe in the calf a little bit, point and flex. A few more here. Again, everyone's flexibility and mobility is different. That's okay. Last one here. And then with that left hand, bring that right knee across your body. Find that angle, that position for you that feels right. So if your knee needs to come higher or lower, depending on if you want to get into that glute, if you want to rotate off of the mat even more, getting into that lower back. Find that angle that just feels nice on your body. Again, I don't want to just feel pinching in the front of this hip, so you're going to have to kind of play around with that knee position and find where it needs to be or how much you want to rotate or what you're trying to stretch. If it's more the glutes or if it's more into that lower back. And then the head just gets relaxed. Let it go wherever it needs to go. Shake it out. Release any tension. Slow down the breath. Inhale through the nose. And exhale it out through the mouth. One more breath here. And then come back to center. Figure 4 stretch. Nice hip opener here. You can keep it like this. If you want to get even more, reach through. I like to grab behind the thigh for thread the needle. You can also come into pigeon pose. Anything that's going to get into that hip, that whole outer hip. Again, all these stretches should feel good. You need to listen to your body, modify as needed. Roll the shoulders, release any tension in the neck and the shoulders. Let it go. Just noticing where you feel any tension, relax. Inhaling through the nose, exhale it out through the mouth. Slowing down the breath, last breath here, and then we'll do the other side. And then unwrap that right leg, shake it out. Let's do that hamstring stretch on the left side. Stretch. Flex the toes and then point. Nice active hamstring stretch. Also a little bit of a nerve glide, a little bit of a sciatic nerve glide. Stretch. Last few here. Let's do 2 more just like this. Flex, point, last one. And then point, bring that knee across your body. Again, finding that position that feels nice to you, opening that left arm out at an angle. Head goes wherever it feels comfortable. Almost done with class. Subscribe to the channel to get notifications of live classes. I host them every week. Every class is different. One more breath here. We're almost done with class. Come back to center when you're ready. Bend that knee. Figure 4 stretch. Nice deep hip opener here on that left hip. If you want more, reach through for thread the needle. Roll the shoulders, release any tension. We are almost done. We've just got our last move after this. Let all that tension go. Focus on the breath, slowing it down. Inhale through the nose. Exhale it out. One more time. And then exhale it out. Release that left leg. Unwrap that left leg. Windshield wiper the knees gently side to side. Rock yourself onto your side. Let's finish in seated, sitting up nice and tall. Finishing with that nice tall posture that we started off class with. Sitting however you want. You don't need to sit cross-legged. Focus on that nice tall spine. Elongate, lengthen. Drawing it up. Inhale, reach. Lengthen, tall spine here. Exhale it out one more time, and then that is it for class for today. Thank you guys so much for coming. Subscribe to the channel. Hope you got something out of class. Exhale it out. That is it. I will see you guys next time. Take care of yourselves. I hope you got something good out of class for today. See you guys later.